they train to be light because they have to walk on the roof and things. So they want to be strong. They train to be strong, but not to be heavy. So strong and light at the same time. The ninja way to fitness, flexibility over muscle. That's something I'm going to talk about today, so stick around. Hi, my name is Hachiaki Takamiya. I am the author of Ikigai Biohacking and Live Wiser, Not Smarter. First, I have a favor to ask you. If you have not subscribed to this channel yet, please subscribe. Thank you. Now, do you do strength training? Recently, strength training, muscle mass, and protein is talked about all the time. In the field of health and longevity, many experts are recommending to do strength training for your longevity and increase your protein intake. Now, I understand it if you're talking about regular bodybuilding or when you talk about improving your athletic performance, definitely strength training is important. But is it such a big deal for longevity? Now, when I say longevity, I'm talking about increasing your health span, not necessarily just increasing your lifespan. So you want to stay healthy into old age. But is it such a big deal? Because everybody is now talking about it as if longevity equal muscle. Now, the reason why I am saying this is I'm just wondering if it is influenced by this American obsession with fitness. Because America is very fitness centric. I mean, fitness is big, gym culture is huge. Many people exercise in the gym and many people jog, and fitness is everywhere. And that is not the case in some other countries. So, in case if you are not aware the fact that this is not so common in other countries, I just want to bring another perspective as an outsider. For example, in Japan, when we think of health and fitness, we don't think about going to the gym. Most people think about doing Taiso. So Taiso is like this kind of movement. This is because we have a custom called Radio Taiso. So in Japan, at 6 o'clock in the morning, radio broadcasts this kind of a Taiso, and many people do this together. Many, companies and schools, they gather in the ground and do this radio Taiso, especially during the summer vacation. Many elementary school students, they gather at the school ground and do radio Taiso in the sort of local community. And because of that, people have a strong association that Taiso is great exercise. Now, I talked about Kyotango region, didn't I? So this is the region where there are 3 times as many centenarians as the national average. And the senior citizens in Kyotango practice Kyotango Nobi Nobi Taiso. I think Tango Nobi Nobi Taiso. But anyway, so this is the same sort of Taiso style. Therefore, it's not the same kind of strength training that you think of in the United States, and many people still live long. Now, you might think, oh, this is Japan. Japan is very different culturally and racially. People are very different. You can say that. But even within European culture, other countries are not always the same. For example, France is very different. They don't jog or they don't work out in the gym as much as Americans do. So this is Mireille Giuliano, who is the author of French Women Don't Get Fat. So she says that French women don't jog, but instead they walk. They do leisurely walk. And that is their secret to staying healthy. I'm not saying strength training is bad, but I just wonder if it is as a kind of a cultural trend, but it's almost like a sort of a fitness business is kind of brought to the international market, because this culture is spreading everywhere now for the name of longevity, for the name of increasing your health plan. Somehow this strength training culture is exported all over the world, and it's becoming big in Japan too. Many people are into strength training and muscles and protein. Um, so basically, everything becomes popular in America, comes to Japan a few years later. So this fitness trend in Japan is imported from the United States. And some people are warning against this trend. Some old school health experts in Japan are warning against this trend. So the other day, I found this YouTube video. So he's one of the people, he does some seitai, some kind of body work, and he was warning against people doing strength training all the time. But he's not the only one. This is the common opinion among the people in Japanese natural health movement. So Japanese natural health means people who do, this is seitai, by the way. Yeah, seitai or shiatsu or martial arts. They are probably all in Japanese natural health culture. And they all seem to agree that too much strength training can be dangerous or can be detrimental to your health. In fact, I used to work out in the gym. I mean, I now do strength training, but kind of light one with the body weight training. But maybe 20 years ago or something, I went to the gym. I lifted barbell and stuff 3 times a week. And then that time I was much more muscular too. And then, so each time when I met people from Japanese natural health, always said, oh, your body is very stiff and it's not relaxed at all. It's very bad. For some reason, they seem to have this idea that stiffness is bad. Stiffness is negative. Muscle strength is okay. They don't think strong muscle is bad, but often when you build your muscles, it becomes stiff too, and stiffness is a problem. And you know what? Bruce Lee seems to agree with them. He once said, notice that the stiffest tree is most easily cracked, while the bamboo or willow survives by bending with the wind. Interesting. Now, so when you lift barbell, for example, you are in a still motion, and you are applying one force into one particular muscle, in this case, your chest muscle. So you're kind of focusing your chest muscle to do that. So therefore, your muscle get very stiff and tense too. I once made a video comparing Shohei Otani's exercise and Ichiro Suzuki's exercise. And Ichiro Suzuki was unique that he was applying this method called BMLT, which is beginning movement load training, which is you do a strength training while you are moving. So not like when you're still position. I want to go into detail about this training because this is not something I recommend because you need a special equipment to do it and you don't have this equipment. But for details, please watch my other video. It's called Exercise Method, Shohei Otani versus Ichiro. But anyway, when you look at Tai-chi or qi-gong, it is a training in motion. You're not staying still. You're always moving. And it can be quite a strength training, especially for your legs, because you do your exercise while standing, and you do it for a long time, for 20 to 30 minutes. And if you're standing throughout the time and moving, it can be quite good leg workout. Plus, it's a great balance training because sometimes you stand on one foot and so on. So this is more like a natural movement in a way because you train in motion. The other thing about building too much muscle is you get heavier with your muscle. So muscle means weight. So it's different from fat. It's a healthy weight. Still, if you have a lot of muscles, you gain weight. Now, there's interesting thing about ninjas. They train to be light because they have to walk on the roof and things. So they want to be strong. They train to be strong, but not to be heavy. So strong and light at the same time. Well, we don't have to go up the roof anymore. Therefore, we don't need to be ninjas. So it doesn't apply to us. However, even when you do a everyday life, if you're too heavy, sometimes it becomes difficult to carry on your life. For example, if you're walking up the stairs, if you are heavy, usually that weight becomes strain on your legs. And they usually say 4 times as much as your weight. So heavier you get, the pressure gets stronger and it becomes a burden for you when you conduct your regular activity. I mean, it can be a good training too, but you don't want to create unnecessary burden when you just conduct a regular activity. Right? Training yourself is okay, but avoiding unnecessary risk is also critical to increase your health span. Therefore, aim to be like a martial artist, lean, agile, and flexible instead of becoming like a bodybuilder. If you are interested in bodybuilding, I mean, that's fine, completely fine. But for longevity, for just increasing your health span, maybe it's better to aim to be like a martial artist. The bottom line is don't look at a single things like muscles. You have muscles, tendons, bones, internal organs, lines of energy called meridians, and key energy. There's so many things in our body. So look at the body holistically. Now, let's get back to the basics. Why do you need muscle strength? For most of us, we want to prevent from falling. I mean, some people want to do more than that. Some people want to be fitter than just preventing falls. I know. I mean, maybe you want to lift up your grandchildren from the floor, or you want to run up the escalators so that you won't miss your plane and things. But come to think of it, when you're 100-year-old, how many times do you go to the airport where you have to run up escalators? So you're missing your plane. Okay, so don't be late for the plane. I mean, arrive 1 hour earlier at the airport. That can solve the problem. That is much easier than train yourself to be able to run up the escalator. So you need to be wise. Wise biohacking means this kind of thing. You want to be wise as you get old. You want to think of wise solutions to things. And one way is to avoid creating unnecessary situations. Okay, so for preventing falls, what else do you need? You need bone strength and you need balance and flexibility. Therefore, when you think about your training, you can think of those elements. And you probably need a lot of strength on your lower body, not so much on the upper body. I mean, you do need some strength for the upper body, mostly lower body. Therefore, you can focus on exercises like squatting or heel raise, step ups, you can do some, upper body training such as push-ups and sit-ups and so on, but you don't need to do too many of them. And sprinting, I find sprinting very effective. It's a training in motion, and you use all different muscles on your legs, and it's a natural movement. I like sprinting very much. Or you can walk up and down the stairs. Stair walking is very helpful. In fact, this is a real situation, real rehearsal. You want to be able to continue walking up and down the stairs. Then the most effective way is do exactly that. Going down the stairs is very important because you use different kind of muscles. Plus, it's a great balance training. And dancing is fantastic. It's a great leg workout. Plus, it's a great coordination. You need to coordinate your movement with the rhythm, music, partner. So it's a great brain exercise too. And the flexibility of muscles and joint. First is balance. And for balance, I find Tai-chi or qi-gong very useful. And stretching, joint rotation, finger and toe rotation, and posture correction. Every time after I do strength training, I do some stretching and I, rotate my neck and my shoulders and I kind of stretch my toes. I open my toes and pull my toes. And I do the same thing with my fingers. I pull my fingers and I kind of, I do stuff like that and I kind of rotate my wrist. And I do the same thing with my ankle. And also, I stay barefoot throughout the warm season. In the wintertime, I'll wear this kind of toe socks, but from spring to autumn, I stay barefoot and I work at home. Therefore, I don't need to wear shoes. Yeah, by the way, in Japan, we don't wear shoes inside the house. So that means I am barefoot most of the time. And that is very important for your leg health, for foot health and leg health. And you can stand on one foot. And then as a posture correction exercise, you can put a cushion under your back. I do that before going to bed for about 30 minutes every night. It's a good way to stretch your spine, to make your spine straight. Hanging is another spine training. You can straighten your spine. Plus, it's a good arm exercise, good for the grip strength. And Nordic walking. Because when you Nordic walk, you have to walk with your spine straight. It's a good training to walk with your spine straight. Now, when you walk, often you don't pay attention to your spine so much. And if you walk every day, but your posture is wrong, sometimes you can damage your body. Therefore, you want to correct your posture first. Nordic walking is a great way to correct your posture, to condition yourself to walk with your spine straight. Therefore, after practicing Nordic walking for 6 months or so, then you can go walking and then you can walk with a better posture. Now, for details, please read my book, especially chapter 5, The Ideal Exercise to Increase Health Span. The book is available on the following Amazon site as a print-on-demand paperback, and the book is also available as a Kindle ebook. Okay, thank you for watching. Again, my name is Hachiaki Takamiya, the author of Live Wiser, Not Smarter. If you like this video, please give me your thumb up and subscribe to my channel, and please leave your comment. How do you exercise? Do you do a lot of strength training or do you do some balance and flexibility training? And if you do them, how do you do them? Thank you. Well, I will see you in the next video. Live with your Ikigai!